Steinfeld is the best, most awesome, incredible moderator ever in the history of the New Life Expo in real life or in virtual. And he's the producer of the new realities TV show. He's interviewed zillions of people at least. And he is just made a book, his first book.
Oh, is this a monthly occurrence, New Life?
Well, I'm going to make this one a monthly because it's needed and people love it.
The light language. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, the creator of the New Life Expo for 35 years, is it?
Yeah.
Well, Mark Becker.
Now. Yeah.
Mark Becker, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mark, for hanging in there and doing everything you're doing.
Well, thank you all for being you and for your support.
Oh, a little love pillow there. As Mark was saying, yes, I have a new book out just to promote myself, a little commercial. It's called Making Contact, Preparing for the New Realities, which is my trademark of extraterrestrial existence. If you pre-order it on Amazon, which that would be great, then it builds in the rankings and I can make my way to a bestseller. Right now, it is ranked at 120 in UFO books, considering there's probably thousands out there. That's not bad. That's not bad. So I'm just going to put that in the chat, and I'm not saying you have to order it, but if you wanted to, you could. And and welcome to the light language panel. Jody did this panel last time, and Jody is really someone who opened me up to not just light language, but the importance of light language as being a communication of frequency. So if you're new to this, this is not about words. This is about energy. It's about getting away from your left brain and your analytical mind and taking in the energetics of what you're hearing here, which is beyond language. Words are in between the communication. We substitute that. So what we're going to get here today by these beautiful women is direct transmission. And let's start at the top of the screen there with Anjahili Kate Love. Is that right,
Anjalia Kate Loye.
Anjalia. Which planet is that from, Anjalia?
Well, my entire original soul frequency name is Anjalia Marisa Shihan, and that holds in those words the frequency of my keepership. My keepership is keeper of the Christ gateways of creation. So when I use that name versus Kate Loye, which was my original name, this is my walk-in name. This is the walk-in that it's come to do, greater work to assist us in this time of that we've been waiting for, this golden Aquarian age. So
we'll talk about the relationship. I'm going to be a little intellectual between like pure language, where the language is the vibration of the essence, and what we have now in English in some ways is a totally separated from the vibration of the thing. Like
totally beautifully put. It's totally separated. And this became a fascination of myself, because when you study certain languages, even the Romance languages, you can see the seed syllable in all the sacred languages like Sanskrit, Gurmukhi, Hebrew. Those are sacred.
Tibetan, yes.
Tibetan, those are sacred
Sanskrit,
seed
yes.
Words that ring like truthfully inside of your own bell. They're telling me right now as I'm channeling that when we are listening to these sacred languages, and light language is a universal language, and it's really the language where everybody communicates. But the English language is extremely hard to communicate the multidimensionality. Like when I'm channeling sessions and private sessions, because the masters are channeling the words through me, they also resonate through a frequency. But light language holds a universal purpose, that it connects to everything, including animals. And so the resonance and the frequency is really, and often it's tonal. It's not only just words or sounds, it's tonal. And it's like, I call myself a light language chantress, because it's that transmission, like you're saying, that's the important part. And the seed syllables are those things that are going to really ignite within you. When we each do our language, you'll feel them from inside. You'll know, sometimes people have said to me, I knew what you were saying before you said the light language. And that's
Right.
because they're on that wavelength that
Mm.
I'm channeling, that transmission. It's not really me, but us.
So the Tower of Babel was when we lost the telepathic ability to understand and intake the language frequencies, right? I mean, when that happened, when we disconnected from, so that's my interpretation.
Well, that's a beautiful interpretation. I think that it is part of the separation, right? And then part of the reconnection and then the unification is coming back into that understanding telepathically. And light language will help you open your telepathic field and the receptivity and the transmission chakras that are out at the ears.
You want to just do a brief, like, I don't want to call it a sentence, but like a little brief phrase, and we'll do
Blurb.
a blurb, a light language blurb,
Yes,
signature,
I'll
signature.
do a signature blurb.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm going to tune into what is needed by our audience.
Okay.
I also often may use mudras that they're bringing through my body, because the mudras also assist with the light language patterning or repatterning. So here we go. Chitsan retusinio kumbechala taimagwaele radurujududide. Breathe into your hara, which is below your navel. Because they say we're all calling to come into our power as humans, as the new human of the new earth.
Great. That was, I didn't expect that actually. It's very Tibetan, wasn't it?
Tibetans often come through. I was just in Costa Rica and I did a session up in the top of a tree house, and the woman was very Tibetan, and there was all these Tibetan monks and howler monkeys. And the howler monkeys are going, it was like monks.
You were howling with the howler monkeys.
I was howling in Costa Rica with the monks.
That howling sound is so eerie of those monkeys in Costa Rica. Yes.
It's like walruses.
All right, we will come back to you. Maryanne, are you ready?
I am.
Okay, we're going to talk to, we're going to talk to you. Sorry.
So what I want to say about light language is that, to me, it's a living language. It's not a language that you learn or try to understand with the mind. It's not like when you're studying French or Italian. This is a language that's encoded in our DNA, and it's meant to be remembered. So we get to activate it, access it, and then express it. And it gets expressed in a variety of ways. And I also feel like what you said, Kate, about it's not just words, they're creation codes, they're tonal frequencies, they're, really geometries of light is really what I want to say they are. Yes, there are specific word phrases, but I think it's a lot more than I also feel. I hear a lot of people talking about that we're channeling, which I believe we are, but there's something else that I've noticed. It's already within, and we channel frequency from the cosmos, let's say, which then starts to tap onto these codes within us, and then they come into that aliveness. Then we get to express them. We get to feel them. It's a very multi-sensory experiencing of the language of light. It is a language of the soul that is definitely to be remembered. That's,
it's not just to be remembered, because I think it's initiating, right? You're changing the frequencies of the people who hear it. I mean, sometimes.
I mean, I think it's different for each person.
Right.
I think we each have our own unique experience. So yeah, frequencies come in, frequencies are within, we go through shifts of consciousness. But I do think it is a unique experience for each individual. Yet, we all have our own sounds, our own unique soul codes.
Where does your sounds come from? Do you have a connection?
I have a very strong connection to Lemurian frequencies, Arcturians, Gaia herself. The Lyrans, the Syrians. The first connection I made was the Pleiadians. And then I realized I came more from the Arcturus energies. However, I also believe that we are source creator in a human body having this experience, you know, a galactic essence having this human life. And light language is the soul's essence expressing itself through many forms. It could be movement, it could be, you know, gestures, it could be writing it, drawing it, singing it, sounding it, you know, voicing it.
And do you feel like something, I mean, I feel like something different is happening on the planet now. That's why we need these frequencies. What do you?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. If we don't notice that something's happening on the planet, we're really in trouble.
Really asleep. Yeah.
Because there's absolutely a shift in
Yes.
major consciousness happening. What I feel also with light language, when I start connecting to my starry origins, and I feel that sense of home, it's also making me realize more than ever that home is everywhere in the universe. And the language of light, even though it helps me to remember my starry origin, the connection to Gaia lately for myself and the tree spirits. I've been going to the park or up into the country, and I've been conversing with the trees, speaking the language. And my languages have been changing. I could feel it and hear it and even just see different frequencies coming in when I do that.
Well, what's also unique about you, and Laurel just mentioned it, is that you dance the movements of light.
Yes, I do.
And that's a whole other level there. Do you want to give us a little demonstration?
I think so. Let me see if I can fix the, let's see.
Oh, there we go. We got some good.
Back up. Can you see me?
I can see you. Yeah, we
Okay.
can. Okay.
So everybody just put your hands on your heart. Maruk ut angera custo, vatur I chiarun iziarun nashai ia, mal ur varakatui ia gem ukar udvea ia, mashelair azur ovaya, arun ser ushkt at utksanda, mekur vari an ul aije ia karun sar uj aruta, Makusiara Nijar ir darun avea morintai, iskar ustal ir genzer kur, estur iskaskatar, mejen amuza ashkur, ave.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you very much for that.
That was a transmission.
Oh, okay. I felt something.
I also wanted to say one more thing.
Sure.
It's really a good idea, or at least this is how I feel, to set a clear intention of how you'd like, you know, when you're about to express it in whatever way, if you're an artist, if you dance it, if you speak it, sing it, I set the intention that these frequencies that just came through and out was to infuse everyone with peace and harmony. I didn't say it out loud. It was just the intention that I set as I got into the space.
Wow. Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. I want to talk to Marion Hobbs.
Okay.
Welcome
Hi.
to the panel. We've been doing this for a few years. Where have you been?
Trying to hide.
You can't hide not with the star on your throat. You can't hide.
Right. I've actually been kind of in the shadows for quite a few years, and it's only been until this last year that I really decided to come out of that shadow. But I've been doing light language in the form of dance, speaking, and art. All the art you see behind me actually is all my art. They are creational codes. They are keys to various different things. The theme of the art usually has something to do with what's in, like, it's like a story within the piece of art. I can actually,
Yeah,
I wonder
show
if
it
I
because
can,
I'm curious about that. Of what
I'll
you
show you
actually, because
one of my virtual backgrounds
it's
here.
another way of bringing through frequency, you know, art
It is.
and like dance and music and sound. It's all frequency encoded. Wow, did you do that?
Yes, I did.
That is excellent.
Phoenix. So this is the Phoenix piece that I did in
Oh,
August.
I
The Phoenix
love.
energy is a rebirth energy, and so when I do these pieces, this is actually hand drawn. I
Wow.
am just now stepping into digital art,
Mhm.
but so when I do these codes, they usually start out the way that I like to describe it is they kind of start out back here and they move their way in and move their way in and move their way in, and then I embody the code. And
Wow.
then through meditation, breath work, and yogic practice, I allow it to come all the way in. And then, and usually I have the outline first. And then once I get into the space, into this certain frequency, kind of getting it going on there
Mhm.
with the antennas, that's when I channel the writing. And so um, I've expressed myself, like I would say this through writing started about a year and a half ago, but I
Mhm.
first started with speaking and then the movement. I have lots and lots of videos of me dancing to doing light language
If you want
movement
to
too.
dance a
But
little bit of the Phoenix dance of light, if you want, if you want. But
um,
you don't have to. I know you're new here. You get to know us first. But
so I don't know if I want to dance for everybody
no,
yet,
that's
but
okay. That's okay.
so I'll show you a second piece
Wait, but
that
just
actually,
where are these on the internet somewhere? Can I see these?
yes. Yes, so I actually have all of my art pieces on my Instagram. I also have a Fine Art America
What is your
website.
Instagram? Put it, what,
Amael the Star Seed is, so I'll put
you
it,
could put it in the chat. Why don't you just write it in
yeah,
the,
Amael the Star, to make
great. I
sure I'm
really do
spelling it
like
right.
these. And you draw these freehand?
Yes.
Well, this is Jesus with the Sri Yantra and the light codes
Yeah,
as his body. That is
yeah, so this was I did use the image of Yeshua to kind of put forth the Christ consciousness energy a little bit, and the Sri Yantra came through it. I so when these pieces come to me, I just kind of know what to put in them, and I had a lot of people asking me what was that all about, and I kind of had to tell people, I'm like, well, it's kind of up to you what it brings out in you, because my pieces are meant to kind of activate the mind and kind of get you, like, it's like looking at an art piece in a museum. What do you feel when you see it? What does it stir within you? And that is what it means. And
mm,
that's how with light language, to me, especially with the written and the art pieces, is it's more about what is it provoking for you in that moment. It's not up to me to interpret what your experience is. So that's why, like, I don't give huge, long explanations to my art pieces. Sometimes I'll do activations, like spoken live activations with them. But even then, most of the time, I want people to look at it and what does it inspire in you, And so that's how this all kind of started. Plus, I'm not a big, explanation wordy person when it comes to writing. I love talking about it, but I have a harder time writing it all
but
down.
is it because they're not coming on a conscious level? So they're just sort of impressions that you're picking up, or are you getting a message with each of these pieces?
Um, I don't get like a word for word message when I
Right.
create these pieces, but I know that it is a message for the collective.
Mm.
So it's not only a collective code, but or it's for the collective, but it can also reach the individual. And so sometimes I will like get direct impressions
Mhm.
from my pieces, but most of the time it's just meant for me to release out into the collective, and that's kind of how I do it. I just recently did one union, and it was
Oh, you want to
a
show us that
divine
one?
masculine.
Because
Let me
I
see if I can find
really
it.
do like these. I mean, I like art, but there is something that, especially here, you've light language the kind of body of Yeshua. It's like they're these codes
Yes.
speaking to us, emanating out of the body. And I love,
Yeah.
this is very well done. Is it painted
Let
or
me,
drawn? Are these drawn?
so they're drawn, and then I put them through. Sorry, I'm trying to find the union piece,
Okay.
and I
And
put them through a process of I invert the image, so they start out on a piece of paper, and I do the outlines, and then like, okay, so can you see this is the union doesn't want to go all the way down, but
oh, I see some of that, but you
yeah,
know,
I wish I could get it to
well, we'll go to the
go down, but
website, but these would be great to be painted on a window, the outline, and just get the sun coming through these things. I really am impressed, and I'm
yeah.
actually very easily impressed, but I'm impressed with this. So
Yeah, so these all start out as on a white piece of paper. They start out as drawings, and then I do go through a process. It takes me about 3 weeks to bring them through. So I have to, like, sort out with the idea, the inspiration, and then what exactly it is that I'm bringing through. And this last one, the union piece, I actually had a really difficult time with, because it really caused me to feel very emotional about my own union of divine masculine and divine feminine, and the wounds that I carry on both sides. And this piece, the reason why I called it union and not sacred union or divine union, is because everybody's idea of union is different. And whether that's union of the energies within you, if you're seeking union outside of you, like what, the idea was like, what is it, what kind of union are you needing? And for me, this was really bringing together my own union of the energies within me, but it also made me kind of face some of my own issues around having relationships with a significant other. And so I found this piece to be really healing for me, and I gave it the rainbow color because I really I don't know, I have this strong connection to rainbow colors, to the rainbow warriors. And
are you drawing these, or are these on the computer? And
this is drawn. They just look digital because of the process that I put them through.
But it's like you are drawing with light itself. That's why these are so. I think I've seen things like, they're almost like neon. They are.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at your website. Is AMA AMA?
It's EL Amael the Star Seed. Yeah. So that's my Instagram.
Are you Amael yourself?
So yes, that's my angelic name is Amael, and so it's my middle name, not legally, but it's
it's your
my
first
angelic name.
Really. It's your first name. It's okay.
A lot of people call me Amael, actually.
I think I'm going to call you
platform.
Amael. If you don't, not that I know you.
No, go ahead.
No, but I actually
have it tattooed on me too.
Oh, you do? Do you want to show us? No, it's okay. But I want to introduce you to Alex Gray, who's the visionary artist, like one of my favorite, and he's building a whole temple to visionary art, Entheon, and I think he will love these. So I'm going to look at your website and put your email in the chat too. And
I will, for sure.
I mean, this is your light language, but do you have anything you want to converse in, share, speak?
So I do bring through the energies of Orion, Lyran, and Sirius. They are actually aspects of myself that I've connected with through this journey. So I know we've all been a part of pretty much every star system, but some energies we bring forward more. Right. And so a lot of actually what I feel like I bring through is a lot of the Lyran energy. But then again, it's everyone that hears it hears something different and hears exactly what they need to. So I do light language. I do use it in my healing practice as well. So I do activation.
Let me just ask you: has the Earth experience been a little difficult as opposed to the Lyran experience?
So the Earth, the Earth experience has definitely, well, as a child, it was very difficult. But I had a walk-in when I was in my late 20s, and
Oh.
so things have been a lot different, and
You
Earth
should
is my perspective.
Come to our next
has been
walk-in
different.
conference. That's great.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I this whole journey with light language, and I just want to say that for me, light language, and we do, like Maryanne said, we have it within us. Everybody does. And for me, this journey with light language opened me up in ways I never expected. It gave me freedom, and it allowed me to connect with my inner child and get back into that creativity. And I think it's so important in this journey that we're on, is that we do connect with that inner child and we allow ourselves to be free. And light language, because it bypasses the logical mind, you kind of have to step aside and just let it come through. And there is no perfection. And I struggled with perfectionism as a kid and even as an artist, and I love that light language is just so free flowing and so creative, and in speaking it, and however you do it is art itself. It is literal. It is art in motion, art in speaking, and there's no distortion to it, and it allows you to be so open and experience things that we don't get to experience here. So that's kind of been my journey. It opened me up in ways I never thought, and I never thought I'd be here today.
Well, here we are. Have you ever painted an ET or drawn an ET? Do you have any of those?
In high school, actually, I did, but I haven't drawn.
I think can I give you that assignment to actually, I think they want to come through you, especially the people Judy knows. So,
yeah.
Okay, do your thing. I didn't mean to get up, but I really love art, and I love original art and new forms. And this is definitely something I like.
So, I'll bring through a little bit of my spoken light language, and then I'll leave the floor to everyone else. So
no, but I really like. I'm going to check your website. But go ahead. Yes, please.
And I'll put my email in the chat for sure. And then on my actual website, you can actually go and you can see all my art, and it does link to my prints where you can buy my prints and stuff too. So
I mean, I don't think it's just me. Is this very amazing? I mean, is this I just I'm getting a lot of head shaking. Okay. I just want to, because I can get a little obsessed with art, but yeah. Okay. So,
I've got a ton of them. I mean, these are just a few of them, and I have all this just so I can let people know I do have all of these up on my wall, and every single piece I've created, because I continually kind of check in with the energy and run that energy, because these do go out into the collective. And so I don't want to keep them in a box or keep them out. So I do keep them up and out, so they are constantly kind of like in the collective and actively flowing. So
well, maybe
that's been at least.
Yeah, been at least what did you say? You've been at least.
I don't even know. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Finish your thought, because I
don't even know.
I want to hear you speak it, Marion.
Yes.
Okay. Let's get to that. So, okay. Okay, so I just want everyone to just kind of drop into their heart space. Sandicior matak, dalju tromaset ni bedi, tan ni turmat rikur, tarimintriele nu, tarma sunre eterimeya, parmadur mala tramuk, travasunu hurmatia, parmatu armata sur, parvener utur, kerminir firmatus, barfaner orhenikir, palu arma, tarvisunur ole, bariner asukur, parvener eterianusu, barfaner urmai, Kura sonar yanar viti urmala turman. Susone tienania. Tur mataria ka. Tanni yatalmi tulu. Tanni de luaria. Parnero sunar beti. Parni tum derina kurma tasataria. Parvaner olo armatariana. Paria sur matariano sur. Tariasuna etiarnea cariata. Tarvosun, Aletiana ormatiaku, Tuna an yatuma sata arva. Tarva no barianas. Tarvino urini nia karman. Tarvino sunne itini tielo. Tani ukurma tala. Tarva sunne. Starvini tia. Tarinu or manna. Suayana.
Woo!
Wow.
Woohoo!
Thank you. That is
Was wow.
passionate. That was a invocation, wasn't it?
His
Calling in
birth.
some energies. Yeah.
Was that
Talking a little
Lyran?
bit to,
I didn't. It was sort of
yeah, I
like
mean,
it was a lion
I have,
dialect, right? It was a Lyran dialect.
I guess, I feel when I do it, I feel the energies. I do feel the Lyrian energies. I feel the Syrian energies. I actually think I felt some Lumerian stuff going on in there. I
Mm.
kind of, and with the hand movements, it's kind of, there's a dialect in itself with the hand movements, and then even with the breath, there's a dialect going on there. So, but
Wow.
I really, when I do it, I know that these are parts of myself that I have really truthfully connected with. And so when I'm bringing these energies through, I mean, I know that I'm channeling it, but I feel it, like it's in there.
No, it's great. Thank you. We'll come back. Sarah, hi. Do you, can unmute
I'm
yourself.
here. Hi.
Thank you, Marianne. And tell us, like,
So
was that intense too?
there's just so much energy from the moment like I signed on. I'm like, so I'm holding my like grounding stones and breathing.
Okay, we don't want. Well, if you want to dissolve and fly away, that's okay. We'd love to see that, but
No, I want to be here.
okay. But I mean, I don't know your work that well or at all. But tell us like what it is you do, and
Sure. So I'm a trans channel and a medium, and I do life coaching, empowerment coaching, and counseling work. So I started, my light language came in probably about 7 years ago when I started connecting to an energy called Amana. And so my light language came in, and then the English came in after. So now I use light language as a way to connect, I guess, to my heart and to my soul, and it's a way of connecting. But English comes usually after, so they kind of blend together. But when I first started channeling, I could only speak light language. And my ego was kind of like, well, give me English because people aren't going to understand. But it's been 7 years that I've been channeling. I started channeling an energy called Amana. She is a creation goddess. She's also known as Yamanya. She's linked to Lemuria as well. I feel connected to the Lemurian energy. God, it's hard to sum up.
no, it's okay. But how did you actually activate the channeling? How did you get into that?
It's interesting. I actually, when I got my Reiki 2 attunement, I was sitting there and all of a sudden I heard Amana. And I said, do you know what Amana is? And my friend said, I don't know, it's like a refrigerator company or something. Like, yeah,
Maybe
no,
you're
that's
channeling
not
a refrigerator company. No.
No, that's not. And I actually, when I started channeling her, my brother said to me, maybe she doesn't spell it the same. And so it actually is A-H, Mana, of Mana, Amana. And the full name is Amana Ha'ala. And she's actually divine goddess feminine. She's the breath of creation. So Father God created, and she is the breath that sustains all life. So it took me a while to figure that out. But
wow. No, so are you located in New York?
I'm on Long Island.
Oh, you are. I grew
Yeah.
up on Long Island.
Oh, nice.
Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Suffolk. I'm in West Islip, like kind of in the middle,
Okay.
on the ocean.
On the ocean.
Yeah. So I started channeling Amana, and then maybe a couple years later, Yeshua came in. I started channeling Yeshua, and then the Galactic Federation of Light now, and kind of it's this game of when I channel, it's just whatever it's needed for, and the light language is always beautiful. I enjoy singing light language. Most recently, I started writing light language, and galactic light languages come in now. And so
Did Yeshua have anything in particular to say about this time that we are in?
Yeah, he has a
Oh,
lot to say.
well, can you give us? I mean, just give us the
Well,
translation. Yeah.
what he said before is he said actually, and it's interesting you asked that question because
I
he
don't
said
know.
that the energy of now actually mimics the energy of then in a lot of ways.
The
And it's
energy of
kind of
what? The energy of his time? you mean?
when he was alive. Yeah,
Oh,
there's a lot of similar dynamics and a lot of similar energies outplaying themselves, kind of
right.
like karmic kind of energies.
Yeah.
And so when he comes forward, he always comes forward. You know, his main message is that we are one, that he is not to be worshipped, and he is the same as you and I. He is the way, we are the way, we are one.
Right.
And that seems to be his message. He came forward actually first through me with light language. And I had done a channeling actually, and I remember somebody asked the question, if you're really Yeshua, can you recite the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic? And he said, well, I spoke Aramaic in my human lifetime, but I am not human. I'm going to speak it in light language. And
Wow.
so you can understand how people, I think I was very nervous about channeling Yeshua because people have expectations.
Right.
You know, he's very well known, right? So
That's what they say. Yeah.
right. So I was very reserved, whereas Amana, you know, no one connects. Actually, you know, she's Mother God, but people aren't aware of that as much as, you know.
But you're also
Yeah.
talking to ETs, the galactic, which dimension, planet, star system?
When I first started connecting, I always felt really called to Lyra. That was the first. And then Sirius came, and then the Pleiades. But most recently, Andromeda has been coming forward for me. I have Andromedan guides that come forward when I channel the Galactic Federation.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I think
I
they're
love
coming
them.
forward on this time. The Andromedan strain is coming through. That's maybe what's needed. Do you want to do a little bit here today?
Light language? Sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a little blurb of what.
You know, it's really funny too, like I don't know for the other people who channel or feel like whenever I'm around other channelers or other light languages, it's very activating. So as I sit here and I enjoy, it's almost like I want to start channeling,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like
Feel
when
free to jump in. Go ahead. No, it's okay.
like when Marion was speaking, my hands were moving. Like, you
Right.
know, it's very activating and it kind of like, and when Maryanne was speaking about remembering, and you kind of said, well, like, isn't it activating? I feel like it actually activates remembering. Like, I feel like it's both. It's like this kind of symbiosis where, but yeah, I would love to speak light language.
Yeah, please. Do you want to tell us who you're going to be?
Is there particular energy? I don't know. I mean, I can channel galactic energies. I can channel angelic energies,
Well,
Lemurian energies,
well,
or
you're
just
just
let
like
them see
an,
what it is.
no,
Go
why don't
for
you
it, girl.
channel
I want to hear
something?
it.
What's that?
I said, I want to hear it. Go for it.
No, but I want to hear like something that could like bring us into a higher resonance, a frequency shift, like an initiation. I think.
Okay, so let us have that intention.
Okay.
The intention is to bring us into higher resonance and shift our energy and let go of expired energy, right? So that we can
Yes.
become clear, open channels and create a space for oneness and light within. Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't. For some reason, they want me to take off my glasses. Isn't that weird?
It's okay.
Oh, I just took mine.
Okay. Su Sundar Kina Makaseter Kusuya, Iya, Ikuto say ya, Otsakatami Shura, Uzua, Sukurmindare, Sukurmindare, Ushuna ma aya, Kosoria Makaseta Shukuri, Takasa, Luundurmukusuya, ha. Usukuma ishaya usori ai zutsu zitsiki na wu ha yazitsiki na shori yana ke yu wu ari kita masuwara I ushumara iya ha. Woo, 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 woo.
Beautiful. Wow. So joyful. That is so nice.
Thank you.
I mean, did you feel a lot of joy coming through?
Yes, very joyful. The amount of energy was there, very joyful, very loving, very supportive. And those energies and those woo, 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 those are very, those move a lot of energy, you know.
Wow. So that was the Imana energy, mostly the goddess energy.
I don't know. I don't really, it's funny because there's a conscious part of us that wants to understand and
Right.
know, but then there's another part of me that just surrenders to, I don't always know what it is.
Right.
And
It's
that's
just
okay.
frequency. Yes.
And
It's
that's
just
okay.
frequency.
Yeah.
It had me seeing geometry.
It
I
did?
started seeing sacred geometry and spirals. I was like, yeah, this is cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard some when Marion was speaking, I was hearing, sometimes I'll hear English when people are, and I heard we are the keepers of the heart when she was speaking light language, which was pretty cool. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. We'll come back to you for sure. Judy looks like she's been waiting, standing, poised in her channeling language position. Hi, Judy. Thanks.
Hello, Ellen. Hello, Ellen.
Actually, I have to say, you were one of the first people, maybe that was 20 years ago, that I saw do some light language, and I didn't know what it meant then. I'm not sure I know what it means now, but it's I'm happy that you're doing it.
Thank you, Ellen.
Yeah.
And I think it's been just wonderful listening to all of you on the panel today. It feels like we've shifted into a new vibration, and it's been really incredible listening to all the beautiful languages that are coming out. Just to explain a little bit about me so that you all understand, I first started speaking these languages back in 2002, and like everybody, it was completely spontaneous. I'd never heard anything about light language, and I didn't know what was burbling out of my mouth. And back at that time, I was receiving and being a conduit for energy transmissions from the Lords of Light in Kesel Orion. This is like Mintaka, Elohim energy. And of course, you will all know, I'm sure, that this is connected to Christ consciousness vibration, just like everybody on the panel is connected to Christ conscious vibration. And we all have had lifetimes of experience in other star systems and other dimensional realities. And so when I first started, I was definitely channeling this. What I do now mainly is I work with source energy. I think it was Sarah who's working with Mother God energy, and I'm just working with the same source energy. And this is to do with new creation. So my particular role is to transmit energy codes or energy keys of new creation, a bit like a catalyst to switch people on, and it particularly seems to be working with the DNA. But I've also, in my original journey from the stars to the earth was via the star system of Sirius, because I came from Sirius. And when I wrote a book, some of you know about, and called Sunshine Before the Dawn in 2011, I really got to understand also that I'd had a lot of lifetimes and on Lyra, and that in that story, I spent time on Lyra, because in the story, it talked about the Stargate of Lyra, which is like the portal of becoming, the portal of where souls come into these 12 dimensions of the lower worlds, the realities where consciousness, pure soul, pure consciousness can take on a physical form of expression. They come through the Stargate, this portal of light, the Stargate of Lyra. And on Lyra, the women are in control of singing the song lines or singing the new visions into reality. And I don't normally speak Lion, but I can. And I want to speak to all of you, but I particularly want to speak to Marion, who is very connected with Lyra. And I feel that we're going to have a little conversation now, and we'll just see what happens and where it goes to.
So do you want Marion to respond in light language too? Is that
yes,
what you're saying?
I do.
Oh,
I
okay.
do. If you feel called to, Marion, I mean, you're not going to, it's not, nothing will be created unless it's meant to be created. We all know that we don't speak these languages unless it comes from the heart and the soul, and it's on automatic. It's not something we have ever learned to do. As you, Maryanne, said, it's activated. It's activated when it's time, and every single person has access to their own sacred language when it's time. And so for whatever reason, I'm being asked to speak the Lyran.
Beautiful. I love Lyran. It's one of my favorite ET
So
languages.
I don't know whether it's going to sound like your language, Marion, or not. We'll just see what burbles out of my mouth. But it's,
all right.
It's what's meant to happen now, because the women who sing the songs of Lyra, the song of Lyra, really, they sing the visions of, not just the visions for this Milky Way galaxy, but the visions of the diamond, the visions of all of the 22 galaxies from which this new, more expanded God creation energy is streaming to Earth. It's part of our ascension process. It's activating all of us. And when we speak, all of us here on the panel today, when we speak these languages of light, whatever way we are called to do it, it is activating, it is coding. They're keys to help people unfold into more of their truth and their light. And so I speak. I'm just going to speak.
Okay. Yes.
Mokoto lokote shloka. Matoto shushu to loko zota. Matar kora. Mishlo ko kali kisi da zabo kosasa. Meshdo dasa. This is particularly alluding to the phoenix, the rise of the phoenix, and the bringing out of the firing energy of the phoenix. Because the phoenix, as you know the story, the phoenix got its wings burnt and it fell to earth. And this whole ascension process that we're all going through right now on Earth and within this galaxy and with all of the 22 galaxies of the diamond, it's the rise of the phoenix. You know, so we are ascending, it's ascension. In the Sa in itself, that word Sa, it's like the Asarian part of us, the ascended Asarian soul. When you hear the word Sa, it's like activating us into our more expanded soul perspective. I don't know whether you're getting anything, Marion, but we'll see in a minute. And this is what they're saying. They're saying, and it's back to the Lords of Light in Kizil Orion. I feel like this is them. And they're saying, prepare, O people of the earth, for this time of new beginning. You know, we know that love is the key in the way, that love, as Jesus taught us, is the catalyst for everything to come forth, to be love and to feel the energy, emotion of love and to express love in everything that we are and everything that we do. And with love comes kindness, it comes compassion, comes a sense of being and not forcing anything to happen before its due time and its due rhythm, because everything that we do and create in this time ahead is aligned with the rhythms of nature, the four sacred forces of creation, which are the water, the void of the no thing, the firing and the firing principle, like the phoenix rising, the consolidation, the grounding, and then the ament part, the issuing forth into the air, the rhythms, the taking flight. So the rise of the phoenix is the taking flight, the ascension process of humanity, which is so much more than expanding into the soul. It's actually taking the human DNA, the potential inherent within our human genome, our human DNA code, and bringing with and activating this human genome, the capacity within human beings to actually take flight. So we're actually all going through an evolutionary upgrade, a change in what it is to be a human being, how we express ourselves as human being, and that will follow through in time to how we live on our planet, You know, I spoke earlier, and I just took a little bit of time, and I went down to the beach now where I live, and I sat there and I had a sandwich and a coffee. And what really struck me is that everything is vegan. Now that's a good thing, because as I've heard people talk about during the Expo, it's about the plant-based foods nurture our bodies for this time of new beginning. And so there's a bit more that they want me to express. And if anybody of you want to speak back to me, we could just take it from there. I'm very happy for this to happen. I don't need to
No.
Like that.
hold the floor.
No,
So
it's a collective. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let's just speak and see where it goes. So this is about all of us being in the authenticity of who we are. As we emerge from the chrysalis of the old confinements, like the caterpillar, being the caterpillar crawls around and it sort of knows innately that it's going to become a butterfly, but it hasn't the faintest idea what this butterfly might look like or how it feels or what you even do when you become a butterfly. And the same is true for us. So the caterpillar crawls around and it eats the leaf, which is like the energy that we're taking in. And it eats the leaf, it eats the leaf, it eats the leaf, and then it goes into the chrysalis state and it spins the chrysalis around itself. And inside that chrysalis, which is like what's happening inside our own bodies right now, inside that chrysalis, the body of the caterpillar actually completely liquefies. It breaks down and become mushy nothingness. The inherent potential for that new form, which is the butterfly, is there in that mushy nothingness, but it hasn't quite created. So what we're all going through is rather metaphoric. It's a metaphor for what the caterpillar went through to become, or goes through to become, the butterfly, because we are also becoming butterflies. But when we're in this chrysalis state where everything is sort of breaking down and we don't quite know where we're going, we can't see what's ahead. So we just have to trust the process. So I'm going to trust the process now and speak from the Lords of Light in Mintaka, the Elohim, which is about opening doorways into the new and allowing that beautiful phoenix that Marion has drawn to fly, to take flight. Okay? Shlaka se melakia is the lakoja lokosi di sadakoya. Melakazi de kazabit kosh loko. E case la casa de zabit golokish di sasakoya. I'd say to be the kosi lokosh la casa de key. Melakazi de kazabit gadesa. A sadabadesa. A sadabadesa. A sadabadesa de kodia. A sadabadesa de kissa. As la kodesa la casa de kazabit gadi. A kaziaka. So if any other of you on the panel want to chip in now, please feel, you'll know when you're guided to, I know.
I think it's coming through Sarah.
Marut katseron shatokor vera shendar gori varo sunduri shalai unda. Karosai al var kuskush al mishkatara. Haluariara niakurun zira vitaria shaya. Kuria nasara vaya var ishtaral udgasandira. Mavuritu virusi. Aluvaruti virusavi. Avayaye. Ashkataluria kasungera kusuteri ialaru koseyai.
As we uncover and shine light on the ancient mysteries, as we uncover, shine light on the ancient lineage of ourselves, we are set free. Mikiza la kaji la kasiti sakulia, mekiza la kush la kaziniaka. Abetaka la kazadik shoulder, but the kazabat good sala shtiaka. Matia.
Sarah, I hear you, Sarah. Go for it.
Go for it.
Yimayayalal, Yimayayalal, Yimayayalal imelal, Yimayal imarina, Yimaal marina makoy, Yimaal imach el al, Yimai al-amach al imai, tekina, al-imal ilach imai ina, ishe ina amal, hikara, isoya, tokusoya,
And God is with you. God lives in you. God is in and around. There is no separation. All is well. And they say, and to the people of light, you are at this time of new beginning. Step forward with faith and trust. All is well.
Sur Madiniana etiam, baturba litra suae etinin kiuntum, tale neritoria, cardianum sutia martora, ormano arhata arvan lurma, daria sanorea, Halgu itchanma sur malini na tunni di etne akoma atminia tarayni su. Tani su anine etara alma ayatua. Dana sunu oa anine karma atu arieta ashwa. Sadan etet ana arhatu ariene sura. Dini ekeni ne sunadibini. Tanil u. Su hale et hatarmal sutuli int. Tisunut do uma. Tanyene etarianaka. Tanya tu. Taruanyare. Hari nusura aranariatore. Taria truma tinini kana turuma. Anidiana. Nani atana oni. Narasuna atayatora. Turumutu uram. Bandidi sunjune eterimandini. Sune ariama.
And as the Lyran women in the halls of Dreamtime co-created the visions for the lower worlds of form, so we now, the women on the earth, co-create the visions for the new earth and the new human race. And we sing a new song for a new earth.
Beautiful.
Ele ite ust ar uste orsepekut artustartar makutu uram. Piet estu uste kaste ut it at un ermekash. Kas o eli pertusta erbukut arturuma. Dosterine kian asi per is ar uturum. Piane nekide kiste uste merita aste. Uste aste edemakashikuku urum se ut ut irana. Pianana hunene menene hanana kunen minene meniana. Toste eri partarte kost edemakukui. E parturste arisele partusti keste urum edemekasha. E kekia akakia. Bohun ar este urma it is ekium I I iste uste aste kashik ekium biana honna ne hin ud ist ist irianana anianana ia se ise unete este urma it ure piano hore as aste urum piano carre son serivi celertere passorion marturus urum piano te
And from the outer realms of light, from beyond the beyond, from all of the 22 galaxies, we greet you. And we bring our tune, our song, our frequencies to you so that you might be recreated and recreate your world. For we have love for you from our realms. We guide you. We strengthen you. We surround you with peace and hope and harmony and truth. Mekilisa la koja la kasta na metiki. Mekilisa la koja la kasta mediatsa. Medisa koludishta samadisa. Mokolisa de sabadgadisa. Mokolisa de sabadgadisa de bedgudesa. Mokolekisa la koja likshti. Akasiaka. Matia, Matia, Matia. Matia, Matia, Matia. Matia, Matia, Matia. And you are loved, and you are blessed, and so it is, now and forever. Amen. And thank you to my wonderful divine feminine friends for your wonderful contributions. Thank you.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
Judy,
Thank you.
and everyone. You know what I was getting, that you were grounding the Lyran energy into the earth plane with these women, so we will know our root race and connect with the rest of the cosmos. This is what the Lyran energy, the root of our humanness.
It totally is, because when we first came into physical existence from multidimensional realities, from higher dimensions where we were just consciousness, we actually came through the Stargate of Lyra before we incarnated into other worlds of form like Sirius, Arcturus, Earth. And so we all passed through this portal. We brought our higher dimensional wisdom, our more expanded soul wisdom, to Lyra. And we were, according to what I know, we were considered elders, wisdom keepers of the civilization until our souls decided, yes, we need to go to Earth, or we need to go to Sirius, or we need to go elsewhere. But the whole journey, as I'm sure we all understand, the whole journey is about enlightenment. The whole journey is about truth and in gathering wisdom. And you can only do it in these lower worlds of form. If you're floating around on a cloud somewhere, you're not really able to ground that energy into a physical reality.
Aren't the lions the lion people?
That's one interpretation.
Yeah, I don't know, Marion, because when I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong, Marianne. When I wrote the book, I saw them like us, really, but just more refined and taller and more beautiful, really, than we are as humans usually.
Well, you know, in ancient Greece, there was the Orphic mysteries, and the Orpheus played the lyra, and he would go into the underworld, and this language would emerge from him. So there is that connection to our ancient mystery schools through lyra that was bringing in the grounding of this civilization through the Orphic mysteries. And so we are returning now. We're making the full circle. The snake biting its tail, the Uruburu, is what is now being manifest as we return back to the place where we emerged through the Great Mother, through the Divine Feminine. Yeah.
But in that emergence of going back to go forward, we're actually, it's like the pebble in the pond of who we are as humans is being thrown so much wider, and the ripple effect of who we are as humans is spreading out. And I think it's really interesting and really wonderful to see women younger than myself, like Marion, who are very aligned with Lyra, because it's like you're the next wave to open people up. Like,
So my impression that I've received from the energies that I work, like even when I'm connecting to that aspect of myself, is that I know that there are feline beings within the Lyra system, but there are, just like with the Pleiadian system, there's like a ton of different Pleiadians, right? There's like all different, colors, shapes, sizes, Same thing with the Lyran energy, and because most of that system kind of got destroyed, a lot of them had to go to the Orion system, and so you'll get the combination of like feline kind of beings, butterfly kind of looking face feathered beings, and you'll get this. Some of them don't even have. They're no longer in a physical form in any shape way. They've transcended enough to where their energy, they're literally like more collective feeling at times. I know that one of my teachers channels Arion, who's that's Jamie Price, and she yeah, I love her. I've done all of her classes. I love her so much. But I love it the way she describes them, because she just says that they're a collective now, and they've gone through so much, to get there, but that they kind of all work as one now, most of them. So but when I have dreams about them, I definitely dream about lots of giant cats, and really strange looking ones. So I will tell you, I do connect with that feline energy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Judy, too. I just want to talk to Audrey for a second, because Audrey, we've seen you at New Life Expo evolve and just get to front stage from sitting in the audience, and boom, suddenly. Can you talk about your journey of light into the light?
Thank you so much. And yes, I'm so excited to see all these new faces here. This is so, so fabulous. I'm someone who, I did not look for this.
You don't have to yell at me. I'll be right there.
I didn't study with anyone or look for this, right? I was busy being a mommy, and a wife. And at a certain time, when it was time to do the work behind the scenes that I've embodied to do, as like an embodied Elohim, and so many names we have, Lemurian High Priestess, it goes on and on, right? All our aspects, but it was time to step into that and to do that. So I was actually levitated and turned back on, and all these things began, and I love today that we're talking about the Phoenix and the butterfly, because my work for years now has been the Butterfly Phoenix Project, right? So this is fabulous, So I just began speaking light language and doing all these other works, and now I speak a sacred key code number language, right? That's in addition to the light language. And also I speak the language of the Akash, which assists to clear and rewrite. So we're in resonance with the higher frequencies, right? To write the new books of the Akash and such. So it's really, really been a fantastic journey. And again, I am so excited seeing all of you here, because what are we doing? We are here, as you speak, Alan, about remembering, so to say, ancient times and such, where they had the knowledge, right? Bringing it forward and forth. We are, as a Christ represented, right? You are source embodied. You are God embodied. You are making the unmanifested manifested, right? Everyone here is the new version already embodied as forerunners of what humanity is, right? That we've come in to assist them so they could remember and recall and step back into that beingness of who we are, with we being representative as forerunners of that, not new earth, but so to say, as earth, as we step into remember and recall of who and what we truly are, which is source embodied, right?
Do you remember the first time, Audrey? Do you remember the first time we met?
Oh yes, it was so fabulous, because I was just there as a guest.
Just walking around the bookstore room, and someone said, "You got to meet this person," and then you started talking in light language. I said, "Far out."
Yes, thank you so much, Mark, for this opportunity. The first time I was ever going to be on a panel, who I sat between? Now, Mark says to me, "You're going to come, you're going to be part of the expo." And I go, no. He goes, no, think about it, right? So when I call him back, he says, "Oh, great, good, because I've already put you on panels and you have your own room to speak in," right? And I'm like, and I said, "How can I do this, right? I'm just a mommy at the time thinking, right, as Audrey. And who did I sit between? Judy Satori and Damian Brinkley, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, how am I here?" And the spirit is telling me, no. You sit there, you bring forth your energy with them, right? But me as Audrey, mommy, thinking, how am I sitting with these two people that travel the world and wrote books and everything, But as Mark recognized, the beingness, right, within us, that is beyond the physical suits and the names and experiences, who we truly are. So thank you, Mark, so much for allowing me all these years to come and bring this work to the people. Thank you so much for all that what you are doing, bringing this forward to so many people, educating them, which is so empowering for them to be educated. And in this world that has so much falsehood and distraction and sedation, you helping them to be truly nourished and educated. So thank you so much for that.
Well, so what language is coming through now the most, the strongest? I do love the number stuff for some reason that just goes in, but do you want to share something that
well, for me, it's a little bit of everything, right? Because as we traverse creation, whatever needs to come through, and I love when they're talking about art, because my work in a session with someone is like an experience, experiential art, whatever's going to come through for the person at the time. And again, we're not going to language. I know beautiful Judy and others brings it to language so they can understand, but this is also to move beyond language, which has been so limited and so contaminated, right? Bringing them, lowering the frequency. That's why it comes in sounds or numbers to bring the highest light quotient in to deliver to them. Here's a little bit. Kushtimikesh de kosh kushkash keshimikosh koshimikosh kosh language. Inimikosh kokoso umikosh kist et udimikosha kia kasha esetu ushta adamikosh. Koya esia esa number language. 836 10 12 836 10 12 34 to 8 to 21 386 10 12 386 10 12 14 6 to 18 46 to 18 36 to 18 21 21 21 21 386 10 12 34 to 18 21 21 21 21 836 10 12 13 14 16 18 21 21 21 21 21 21 21 ushta eresta udamapa hoyamahi esa.
We should hang out with Julia Michael. Julia Michael is our numerologist. I'd love to hear what he says about all this.
Yes, it's interdimensional, the numbers, right? Sacred geometric's been able to access, interdimensionally, like light language, but just coming in this other way of numbers. You know why? Because clients sometimes, right? A lot of them do begin to speak light language, right? Like Maryanne, who's worked with, who she mentioned there, right? And others. But this way with the numbers, they write the numbers down and they're able to go home with this list of numbers, right? That they can access the energy and apply that code, which are 100 long numbers, that energy that code holds in their own lives. So they go away with a tool that I could deliver to them and creation has brought forth. So that's so powerful as well.
Thank you, Audrey.
Does it in her art. That's pretty wild.
Yes.
Why would people want to be involved with light language? What are the benefits? Maybe we should all share.
I'm feeling really good. But before we answer that, I just want to go back to Judy for a second, because Judy, I got the sense that from the place you were speaking, there was a sort of pieces of consciousness coming into alignment as everyone came forward. Can you just translate that big vision you were having into?
Yes. As I went through, and everybody was speaking, I was translating the little bits that I was getting about everybody's transmission. But the overarching comment really is it's all about unity. It's all about, we're entering this new time in 2021, which is very much about working in unity as the collective. And we've been locked down, some of us longer than others, particularly you, all of you in New York. That's been a time of integration, a time of being able to go within, having the time to process and go through the inner changes. But 2021 and particularly 2022 is a time of unity, of those, all of us really have a role to play, and we've got things that we're here to do. And it's no longer about I do this and you do that. It's about we really all do the same thing. We just do it in slightly different ways, because as we do it in slightly different ways, as I feel Spirit wanted to demonstrate today, we actually add to, we're all little pieces of the puzzle. And when we do it together in unity, we are actually amplifying the effects.
Right.
And I think that's very, very important for us all to understand now. And it relates also to the changes that we need to create on the planet too. When we go into the collective heart really, and we work together in unity, not from the ego mind anymore, we are able to create so much more and so much better than ever before. And so I feel that this message, the overarching comment around this message and the messages that we all brought through in different languages is about unity. It's about oneness. It's about co-creation. It's about where we are going as individuals, combining our energies into the collective. It's probably a lot more fun too than sitting in front of our own computer all the time. And joining together for the good of all.
But it's also about returning to source. It's also about that famous line, when you return home, you will know yourself for the first time. And it's about returning to source to know ourselves for the first time, when you return back to where we began. And we began in Lyran as an incarnational experience of consciousness embodied. And that's where the full circle, it seems to me, we're coming back to, and it's a completion as we go to the next level, the spiral.
We definitely are, Alan. And when I did a body of work last year, it was called The Codes of Light, the 24 Codes of Light. And before I did it, I didn't actually know, because I'm a channel, what was going to come through. But what was really interesting is in the first 8 and then the 16 of these codes, it was all about releasing the sabotaging mechanisms that has held us back as human beings from the beginning of our soul's incarnation into material form. And I don't really mean human form. I mean physical form. And a lot of us were here in the time of Tara. And then moving forward to experiences, life experience that we had when we were incarnated in Lemuria. And there was a lot of clearing, because what I came to understand and came through is that on a soul level, not just a human level, but on a soul level, all of us have come to the end of a massive soul cycle, which began when we became an individuated spark of the divine, separate in consciousness and separate in physical form. So this alpha to omega cycle is complete. And a new alpha to omega cycle of soul is actually beginning. Whether we stay here on this planet in human bodies or not, this alpha to omega cycle of soul is going to take us like a much heavier stone thrown into the pond, the ripples spread wider. This new cycle of soul that we're now walking is going to take us so much further. It's like the ripple effects is just going out and out and out. And the ascension process and the changes on planet Earth and within us as human people is the beginning of this ripple effect. But it's way beyond us as humans.
We're making a big
When was the first time you spoke at the Expo? How long ago?
I'm sorry?
When was the first time you spoke at the Expo? How long
In
ago?
2004, I spoke at the Expo.
Yeah, you're the first person I ever heard speak light language.
Me too. That's what I said. I said, who is this woman and what is she saying?
Can I tell my story, how I started from Judy and Jody being at an event together and they started to speak it, and I
and you just spontaneous, go ahead.
I was sitting in a chair a few feet away from them and they both started to speak it. And I started shaking and crying and I ran out of the room, and Jody came out after and I said, I don't know what's happening to me. I feel like I'm flipping out. Then I went to sit down and I started breathing and I calmed down. Then all of a sudden I just spontaneously started speaking. And this was like almost like more than 15 years ago. It was, and then I brought it into movement,
right?
And art too. I also do art, and I have
your dance stuff is really good.
Alignment.
Oh, nice. Very nice. I like that.
I'm taking a course right now on Zoom. So if anybody's interested, I put my contact info in the chat. So.
Well, I just want to talk to, did you have something to say? Because Anjalia had, thank you, Maryanne. Anjalia has written something. Are you with us still in the chat? And can you explain, did you just channel that through the chat, or
what do you mean?
I mean the Cosmic Shaman channel, Master Seer. Oh, that's
who I am, baby.
Oh, that's who you are. But I want to hear the whales, because I think they are needed at this time. I mean, that's my favorite part of your work. Did you have something you wanted to add, Mark? Were you going
Well,
to
I
say?
wanted to say that, Maryanne, this is the first time that I've had her at the Expo. And I just met her this week. And Sarah, I met on Ellen's show. And so I'm just happy to have people meet other people that are doing this. The rest of us have been on the panel together.
Right.
And now we have 2 more newbies to New Life.
Well, our family is growing, we're gaining momentum. And I think there seems to be something different about this panel than others. Like there's a cohesive, energetic synthesis here. We've had some great panels, but there's something that I'm feeling just coming to. Are you feeling that on Jahali?
Yeah, it's very much like what Judy was saying about the unity consciousness, and that you can feel each one of our hearts and each one of the messages that are being brought through, that it's not from a personality, it's from the higher consciousness that we're working with. And something that I work with is often the earth creation mothers, and I channel a 17th dimensional creation mother that I never actually speak about, but I was inspired by one of our panel speakers. And it's like, I feel like it's this divine mother reunion also, because we've been without the divine feminine for many, many years, many eons. And now she's weaving through all of us. So each one of us is weaving through a great power, a great strength, a great understanding that we're here to help everybody. There's nobody higher or lower, we're equal, but yet that mother consciousness that we're nurtured, and that we're coming to the one mind, the one heart, right? That this is where we are going, and that we can bring this encouragement through the light language to everybody who's watching us, because this is a very trying time, and this whole ascension is going to be extremely challenging. But like what Judy was talking about, and the Phoenix that Marion was speaking about, this sense of that inner alchemy moving into the exterior alchemy is what we all need to hold on to, and who you are inside of yourself, your Christed I am, that flame that is your signature, that is connected to the light language too, that you're going to bring forward, because we need every single being the light language, the light pentacle, like a acupuncture point, doing their work as we all evolve and become the phoenix and the butterfly, the new architecture from within.
So with the language you're doing, the earth is actually ascending if you bring through those earth frequencies. So do you want to try? Do you mind taking requests? I did have.
I'll try.
Where do you live?
Right now,
where do you live?
New Paltz, New York.
In New Paltz.
But
I just have a question to Judy. Why is your area, because we've had Jerry Sargent, and we've had Victoria Light, and yourself, and they're all from your area, from New Zealand.
Well, what's in the water there?
I don't think it's the water. I think it's the mountains, and it's partly because this land was a sacred land, a sacred place called Ontara in the time of Mu, Lemuria. And Mu, as we all know, was a vast continent, actually I think 3 islands, and it disappeared, according to Plato and other writers, in one dreadful day and one dreadful night. It just sank into the ocean. So at the time of Mu, New Zealand, it's interesting, it's called New Zealand even because Zay, a Hebrew word, means polarized light. So the land of the new Zay, the land of the new light. And I was just born here, didn't plan to be, but that's where I pitched up.
I think you planned it, though.
I probably did on the soul level. But I think I feel another little thing is that when astronauts have circled the globe, they see a purple light over New Zealand. And the purple light is to do with the violet light, the violet ray, Saint Germain, transformation. And I feel that I and Victoria and others, maybe we were born here because we had to be coded for the role that we were then being asked to play on the planet. I feel that. It's just a place of I think, high energy. And when people come here, they're often activated into the next expression of their journey.
Right.
I've noticed that.
The energy does feel different on the land there. I know
Victoria's
in the-
gonna be the next panel, yeah.
yes,
Yeah, it does
definitely.
feel different.
Yeah,
Um,
Victoria's gonna be the next panel, and Jerry, he just had his own thing going tonight.
Oh,
yeah.
but anyway, let's, Anja, were you going to do something of the earth energies, the whales? That was my request.
I'm sorry.
I'll be
Oh, it's
quick.
okay. We're all good. Nope.
Do we have time?
Yeah, well, yeah, we have as much time as we want, Mark Becker says, right?
We have, I told we have cots there for you to sleep over.
Oh,
This is the last party of the night, guys. We make the best of it.
okay. Well, this can go on, and it might. So let's see where we're going.
That's
All right. All right.
After hours is where the party's at.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, much could the haze. Shoot, just show
Wow, very cool.
Nice.
We
Thank
want
you.
tone now.
What
Judy can tell us.
do you, okay, should we all just jump into a large chorus?
Alan, can I
oh,
make
sure.
a suggestion?
Yeah, please,
When
please.
we
please.
all do it at the same time, it sounds a little too convoluted, but if one person starts and then goes into the next person, like a kind of a chain link.
Well, I love when you talk to each other.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, maybe we can converse, like I'll start and then Marion and then.
Okay, that's fine.
Can we do that?
I also wanted some people who are maybe just watching to jump in, but after our lead players and other people, if you're, it's nice to discover new talent. I'm a talent scout for light workers. But go ahead. Why don't you start, Marianne, and then other people.
Then you unmute them after a few minutes.
Yeah, after everyone goes, then we'll unmute the audience, and then we'll
Right,
just.
I'm gonna start, and then I guess.
Go ahead, start.
Okay. Shemago Dorofi Aranjo Korosai Iara Turvar Ujgozo Jela Kurundi Karumaya Meshkul Alvor Unjiaronzo Sui Shelai Satori Kaishea Ia Marondur urviran ajekarusa isht ashkaturun vekatai ira. Meshkalai sanjereayan zusur vorita. Ashkealai Iran, marakatur urveran ishkatur kurusui abayeya.
Okay, someone jump in.
Batitur mata sue. Diala iunia quame. Sunetoria maturia turate. Tayo tura surya maturi. Kayo ratore suriti. Lo sora maturia noreti. Sorei. Koria tamor soya noreti. Tarei sore. Paliana, miatuari nia cosa. Tarido sunya tiama. Taniata tura.
Beautiful. Okay. Sarah, you ready?
Sora ma yea alla ira sola yea alla ira sola.
Beautiful. Judy?
Yes. This is like a benediction. I don't know whether Audrey's spoken yet, so
No, do you want Audrey to go first?
I think I need to do the benediction.
Oh, sure.
It's a
Okay,
benediction.
Audrey, you look ready to go. Go ahead.
Keresirum berusore, berusum te virareum, kerosirea, vesudonea, berusum te vionea, venusonea, beruturea, venusone vioneum, venusorea, kesuterum, Venusone vionea, Venusonea, Venusonea, Venusonea siareum, Venusonea, Venusonea, Venusone vionea, ele me sont ele partus surum, ele me kashike quam, ele me kasha kaka asu udum, ele me kashike.
Well, you all have such beautiful voices.
Yes. Wait, Judy's going to do the
Well, at the
benediction.
beginning, I think was, I had a rabbi that sounded like that.
But wait, Judy's going to do the benediction, Mark.
That's right. Mark, speak first. Hey, Mark, you speak first, and then I'll do the benediction, because I feel that it's something for everybody to take away. So I'll do it at the end if you want, after you speak.
Well, I wanted other people to jump in who were, do you want to do at the end? Like, it looks like Oksana was ready to do some light language. Do you want to jump? No? How about, who
I
was
can't wait
there?
to all talk to each other.
How about,
That was one of the
Heather
best
wants
parts
to.
of the
oh
next
yeah, Heather.
All right.
Heather.
I'll just do it.
Oh, okay, after.
Oh,
Judy, I
friend
think
of mine too.
you're about to converse anyway, so this is great.
Okay,
Hi.
okay. Do you want to go, or Judy, you want to go after Heather?
Yes, that'll be lovely. I don't mind. Whatever.
Okay.
Are you ready to go, Heather?
Is this the first? Go
Thank you,
for it, Heather.
Oh.
I say so only nene shish mo kote nene I say so mole nene hoso so ne wa ya ne so mo oso so ne ya ma so so mo atache one ne echa ko nene echa o kom ene ne esho sho on ene ne shisho mo nene wa sasa ya mama.
Great.
Is that the first time you've done that, or are you?
Oh no, I
Oh.
sing and dance and a little bit of everything what everybody's doing, including especially, you know, I'm going to just call it the Metatronic codations of this new everything that we're doing in the new human species.
Great.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, Cindy, you want to try a little bit?
Yep, sure.
Mhm.
And just for the highest intention for everyone that's here.
Beautiful. Lots of energy, lots of Shakti in that. And Makasa, join us.
Hi. Yes.
Please.
So from my heart. Mobskabu perateka. Namobno kazakateka tingapstika tributia there. So toburning at the bonding Thames tempo po hair. Come po his stick here. Moment got the bogo here. Benang bukit dan tega berdi. Tam tia. Rob come like it's yeah. Shoo come tia. Thank you.
That opened me up. Those last two. Wow, Cindy and Makasa, beautiful. And who else wants to jump in? Oh yeah, Denise.
Something.
What?
Sure. I'm going to bring the angelics through. I work with I think it's Archangel Michael through tonight. Me voy a tatara vasa que te tiras oira va. Si no tu rash ai sa voy tu cura na esta ve no moya sa vasa que te tiras oira vasa. Si vesi tu sha. Si vesi tu sha sa va inuya ma eke. Si vesi voy a satara she. Me voy na e si vesi tu otura. Tu rasa va si te tere si no tira pa. Me voy na e she oya ta va. Si vino oya na cara shai. Me si no tora sha. Vecino tira shai. Vasati turash ai non vuoi na masta ve I koya tanache. Si vuoi sa. Si sino turash ai. Mi sino turash ai ravas. Ki tu turachai. Mi vuoi na nayasha. Vecino tira shai ravas tu turashai. Mi sino tira shai ravas kai. Si sino nai. Sa sino nai sta. Mi vuoi sa ta tirash oinava akai. Si vesi turashai tava. Asha, Asha.
Nice.
Thank you. Blessings.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Aurora. Thank you, Denise. Aurora, it's up to you.
So Judy, and do a benediction?
Yes, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you, Mark.
No, I wanted to do it.
Wait, we're just waiting for Aurora. After Aurora.
Ah, okay.
Give me two.
Okay. And Suji.
Aurora's here?
Yes, she's main screen.
Yeah.
There she is.
There she is.
Ma'antu sa arane wa aya o shae pro atakisha asa urba aya o na arakush sharae bra tarahia sahiko yor kormana atsa ikacho hayor baaki sanaya nora pacha orba ka ina nefasha hura paka iyata asa Shor maya atsai nor kaya andor aya acho asomana ator mayo sai toranea ashar putsa kai sar asha uta ando.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Are you Aurora Star from Sedona?
I am.
Oh, I've heard about you, and so I'm gonna see you there. And
I've heard about you.
I passed your house on the way to the creek. Someone pointed it out.
That's so funny.
Anyway, we'll connect. Oh, wait. Thank you, Aurora. Suji.
Yes.
Thanks.
Well, here's my prayer to the trees and the kitty cats and all the little creatures that zoom around in the gardens. Kasifa, neka sapatole, kete kapasono teka, une malakadelka tamasita tapadu da satakuzele, anamala se takapoida, akasele manate pakapo, sepelemanode. Ava, uda, asatoi namani tasata.
Well, that
I have a papaya tree. I brought everything in because it was cold weather. My trees are in the house with me.
That was quite joyful.
I really loved that.
Everyone is so beautiful. No wonder I love the divine feminine. It's just pure heart opening. Any other takers? Oh, did you want to do one?
Excuse me.
Okay, Judy, go ahead. Take it away.
I apologize, but I will need to go. So
oh no, please go ahead. Do the consummation here.
I want to thank you, and I hope you all carry on. And I want to thank Mark. And this is a blessing. It's a benediction. Mikli salakosha lakoya. Ekiza da pedakosa lakishtaka. Ekiza da pakoya. Azebidikos lakilu sal lokishloka. Ezelakadisia. Matia. You are loved, you are blessed, and so it is. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Judy. Tell everybody how they can contact you.
Yes, Ascension through the Zen desk. It's like It's a green help button, and it's on any page in my Ascension Library, ascensionlibrary.org. Ascension, ASCENSION, library, LIBRARY.org. So if you just click on this green little button, you can send a message. It goes to a member of our team, but if you write specifically for Judy, it will go to me.
Thank you, Judy. I'm going to be in touch. Maybe we'll do an interview at some point.
I hope so too.
Can
Thanks.
everybody
Take care.
tell, we're gonna wrap it up. Can everybody just tell how they can contact you? And
Yes.
that would be good.
I'm on Facebook, and my website is sacreddanceandsound.com. And I'm also currently teaching a light language course on Zoom. And there are replay links if you missed any of the classes. So reach out to me. This was wonderful. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Alan. Thank you to all the panelists and all the other little light language beings.
Yes, beautiful contributions by everyone. Thank you, Maryanne. Take care.
Marion, how can they contact you?
Sacred and sound.
No, I got you. But
Okay, Marion.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. You can look me up by my Marion Hobbs. Heart2spirit-healing.com is my heart2spirit-healing.com is my website for my artwork, and also to do session with me. And then I'm Amael, the Starseed on Instagram. And then I did post my Fine Art America thing in the chat as well. And my email is hobbsmarion@gmail.com. So anybody can reach out to me that way.
Thanks so much for being here tonight. You really added a piece, the visual art piece. Thank you. That was great.
And Sarah?
Sarah, how do we find you? And
so I put my email in there, and on in the message, it's my name, Sarah Bloomfield Curley, on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Sarah Intuitive Coach. I have a YouTube channel, Embody Your Light. I do a lot of light language transmissions and just channelings and talking and
private readings, right? You do privates?
Yeah, I kind of just whoever comes to me. I don't really advertise for that, but if you feel drawn, come my way. And I am also teaching a light language course as well. So yeah, so you can email me if you're
That is
interested.
great. I loved your voice. And who else? Audrey, how do we find you?
Yes, for private sessions, hummingbird1211@gmail.com. And I'm doing woke essence calls twice a month, whoever may want to join that as well. And for their sacred key code list of numbers for a session through that hummingbird1211@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook at Audrey Light Language D, and on YouTube with a lot of shared messages and videos as well.
Thanks. And Anjahalia.
I was just saying Kate, but it's okay.
I'm Dahlia Kate Loye, and I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and my email is kate.loye@gmail.com. And I do private soul listenings, Akashic record readings, and I'm a channel telepath, intuitive, and love to be assisting you. And I do gateway activations on master numbers to assist us through the gateway activations of each month that we go through with Metatron and our Merkaba. Thank you so much. It was a beautiful panel, really beautiful.
It really was.
Beautiful, so beautiful.
Mark, we got some new people too. Aurora should be on our next panel, and a bunch of people.
Beautiful. Aurora, how can they contact you?
Yeah, Aurora.
Sorry, thanks. Also, Instagram, Aurora Luna Star. My website is auroralunastar.com, and Gmail, Aurora Luna Star. So
Great.
thank you.
I'll see you in
Thank you for
Sedona.
joining us too. And Alan, how can they contact you?
Well, thank you for asking, Mark. Well, I do want to promote my new book again, if I can
Here's the
find it
cover.
online. It's called Making Contact. It's an overview of the UFO situation. And you can go to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/newrealities. And you can email me at newrealities@earthlink.net. And I do a remote viewing class. I have a remote viewing class. If you go to Portal to Ascension, you can find out when my next, it's a week course called with Portal to Ascension. It's a training. And let me just pull up this book. If you pre-order the book, it rises higher in the Amazon listings, which makes it possible for more for it to be more popular. The more people like it, the more people that will like it, basically. So this is it. It's an overview of the ET situations with essays. Let me see. I got Deepak Chopra to write a little blurb here, which was Alex and Allison Gray. But let me see, where is the description? Here is got Linda Howe, Whitley Streiber, John Mack, Darryl Anka. Darryl Anka is probably the most famous. He challenged Bashar, Nick Pope, Grant Cameron, JJ and Deisree Hurtak, Callan Cory, Mary Rodwell, Henrietta Weeks, and George Norrie wrote the foreword, which was quite a coup. So order it on Amazon, anywhere, get the hard copy. You can, the publication date is May 4th, but you can pre-order it. And it is,
I am sure it is an awesome book.
It is, because you know why? It's like these panels. It's like I curated it and got the best piece from everyone and put it together into like a shepherd's pie. I guess I don't know where that came from, but
So
anyway,
everybody, if you enjoyed this weekend and you would like a download of every speaker and every panel, it's over 40 downloads of all the videos. The fee is $50, and you would pay by PayPal to Mark and New Life Mag, like magazine.com. And then you can have every video of every presenter, because I know some of them you didn't see. Some of them you don't remember what they said. Oh, what did they say? And also you can show all your friends. You know, it's better than Netflix.
and you could watch this panel again because there was such beautiful moments here. I would like to just, you know, capture it again, you know, so thank you.
Alan, I just love you, by the way.
Alan,
oh, thank you.
But we're on Patreon. So Patreon is, and you can Patreon, it's Patreon, Patreon, patreon.com/New Life.
Yes, and support New Life, because it's been tough in the, you know, live exhibition business
and you can thank you, and you can subscribe to it for as little as $10 a month. You can be part of this, and I'll be sending you different, not only downloads from this one, but from all the other expos, and also from every expo in the last 30 years. I just have took the CDs and actually put it in MP3 files.
And, so and when are we doing this again, Mark?
We can do it again next month sometime.
Next month. And thank everyone for joining us here. My good friends Lucci and Terry and
thank you,
everyone. And
thank you so much, everyone. This was beautiful. Thank you so much.
That was really a lot of fun, I have to say, and beautiful heart space. So thank you.
Well,
I said, what do you want to moderate? He goes, yeah, light language.
Okay.
You know, it's really cool though. I've been watching Audrey light language for quite some time, and I'm like, yes, she's
well, connect with me. Really... We'll have a chat. Connect with me, right? Hummingbird 1211@gmail.com. Perfect, beautiful. And I also Sarah too.
The new talent, Mark. It's great to get new talent on these things, because this is an expansion of consciousness. Everyone has some awakened talent, and this is what we're discovering, and that's why I'm so happy to find everyone.
The beauty of this is that you know, the speakers have to travel to New York or Florida. They have to take a hotel room. They have to plane fare. They have to stay away from their family. And here, they can just do it right here online. And people that have never been to an expo because they're in Japan or then Kansas or wherever, they can just lay in bed and watch this. This is it's like kind of a win-win.
It's worldwide. Yes. Yes. It's just a whole new level of of awakening. And
Oh, look at the putty cat.
oh, does your dog want to channel anything here?
Oh, it's a cat.
It's a cat.
The cat.
Oh, the dog.
Yeah.
Lyran.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh,
I asked him to. He will howl if you want him to.
oh, yeah, I want him to, just to end the
Wait,
sequence.
wait. Send the white light to my dog.
Oh, there is a dog.
Oh my goodness.
Wait,
Okay,
dog.
okay, ask him to howl to Mark's little dog.
He was blind in one eye.
Okay,
And all of a sudden, I came to Florida last week and became blind in the other one.
okay.
And so I took him to
What's your dog's name, Aurora?
Finn, like Huckleberry.
Finn. Okay, what's your dog's name, Mark?
Mr. Chi. But let me tell you Mr. Chi's story. So he got blind in the other eye. So now he's bumping into everything.
Mhm.
I give him 5 medicines a day, and I brought him to a pet ophthalmologist.
This is all.
He's wearing this. He doesn't express his eyes. But tomorrow, but I don't know. He walks into everything.
Well,
It's
well,
cool.
let's see if Finn can heal Mr. Chow.
Yeah, Mr. Chi.
Mr. Chi.
Use the red laser. Mark use the red laser on.
Wait.
Oh.
Oh, great.
That's
Thanks,
a good
Finn.
idea. Laser.
It's a high frequency. Beautiful.
Wow, we can put him in a light language panel.
Yeah, we got to get him on the next panel.
Oh, I love that dog.
We're going to just do a whole panel of dogs making sounds, okay? And
Okay,
dolphins.
everybody, good night. Love you.
Thank you. That was really fun, everybody.
Be in
Every
virtual
single
land.
person. Yes.
Do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Blessings.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Joe, for being here.
Hey.
Rachel and
Thank you, Mom.
Roseanne and
Thank you,
Donna
Alex,
Sessler.
everyone.
Yes. Great to
Hello.
see your
Thank you,
face.
Divine Being.
Felicia and Jody. We miss you, Jody.
Hey, Joe. Take care, Joe.
Thank
Okay.
Hey, I'll do it. And Mark,
Alan
use the red laser on your dog's
McKee
eyes.
and
It was so
Janet and
great.
Sandra, Oksana.
Mhm.
Thank you. Where are you from, Oksana? Oh, we let you. That's. Oh wait.
I'm from Ukraine.
Are you watching us from the Ukraine?
No, I'm in Florida. Port
Oh.
St. Lucie.
All
Yes.
right. Well, send your blessings to the Ukraine from us, and
Thank you very much for everything.
thank you. Thank
Such
you.
a wonderful panel.
Thank you, Felicia and Ellen, and of course,
Thank
Terry.
you,
And,
Alan.
yeah.
Wow,
It's
what a
hard to say
gang.
goodbye. I have to. Yes.
What a
Okay. And
gang.
T Solis. So we missed your face. there,
Amazing.
T.
Thank you, girls.
Okay.
Oh,
T.
fun.
Donna
T. We have to do this for the Conscious Life Expo. Okay.
Hey, Donna Reyna.
Hey, Donna.
Hey, Suge.
Okay.
baby.
Wonderful light panel.
Hey, Donna. Great to see your face.
Thank you, Alan. Love the panel. It's been great.
It has been. It was really nice.
Yeah, you did a good job with the UFO panel also. Fabulous.
Well, look at my YouTube channel. I have some really great panels there with Linda Moulton Howe and Whitley Streiber and
You
I
too?
don't know.
You too?
I just like it all. And Felicia, what's your cat's name?
Kooky.
Cookie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm cat sitting.
I'm sure you are.
Suji, how do we find you, Suji?
SujiMama99@gmail.com.
What do you do, Suji?
I sing, I dance, I pray, I fiddle around, I talk to energies on the other side. I have lots of visitations. I
Oh,
don't know. I've been floating with the energy since I was born.
well, maybe you
God
should
told
be
me
on
if I
our
wrote-
next UFO panel. Energy. Let's just do an energy panel.
When I was 3 years old, God said to me, whenever you look at the sky, wherever you are, whatever the weather, whatever day, night, doesn't matter, you will only see a tiny bit of my eye. I'm so big, you can't see all of me.
Wow.
So what do you do with that when you're 3 and you really can hardly talk?
Wild.
Well, you remember it for one thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So Suji, you're not on Facebook or anything like social media?
I am, but I keep forgetting to go on.
Hmm.
All right, yeah, I'm trying to find you and I'm having the hardest time.
Okay, well, you can send me stuff on my news feed on just Suji Bell.
Okay.
Facebook.
I'm gonna leave.
And if
Thank
it's
you.
really interesting, if you send it to me, I always forward it to Suji.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know
Oh,
Suji.
Suji,
Okay.
yeah,
Are you in Boulder, Donna? Where are you?
I'm in Miami. You know who I'm with? I'm with Sylvia.
Sylvia who?
Sylvia Latimer from 1212.
Your star sister, Sylvia. Hi.
Oh, Sylvia.
Yeah, but Sylvia's been working all day and I don't look very
You
nice.
look
right now.
great.
She
Anyway,
looks
thank
great.
you.
She's great.
Thank you.
Blessings to all.
Thank
I
you,
have my
Nicole
Marina
and
hanging out in my
Angela
resort little
and
apartment.
Mikasa, beautiful voice. And I gotta go, but thank you all. And
Blessings to everybody.
let's do it again soon.
Thank you, Alan.
Shalom, shalom.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Salam.
Alan. You're the
Take
best.
care.
You're the very, very
Okay,
best.
bye. I'm gonna maybe
Thank you,
post.
Mark.
I think I'm gonna
Thank
post
you,
this
Sherry
on my YouTube
Kaplan.
channel, New Realities on YouTube. So look for this in the next couple of days.
Good.
Thank
Nice
you,
one to
Joan.
complete.
And
A great
everybody.
weekend.
Okay, bye.
Kids, Anna, good night, everybody.